Washington, veteran American fighter pilot, John Venable, said that the F-16 fighter jets would have no chance of winning against Russia's advanced S-400 Triumph missile defense system if deployed in Ukraine. He claimed that only the stealth F-35 fighter jets are capable of fighting against Moscow's weapon defense. Venable, who now works as a senior research fellow defense policy at the Heritage Foundation, said that as an F-16 fighter jet pilot, he knows exactly the combat chances of the aircraft. His assessment is also based on his interviews with a dozen operational pilots from a team called Weasels. In the early 1990s, the Weasels were assigned to triangulate active surface-to-air missile radar, determine their location, and then attack them with the HARMS targeting system pod. In his comments, Venable made the case for the F-35. Weasels are very capable, but they have to have line of sight to the target, which means they can be shot down by threats they are trying to destroy. This 25-year experienced veteran of the U.S. Air Force said that Russia's S-400 SAM was deployed 15 years after the F-16 Block 50 fighter jet and specifically to counter the Fighting Falcons aircraft. Superiority. During the war, F-16 pilots had to fly close enough to force the S-400 operator to turn on their system, revealing themselves to the Weasels. More than a dozen operational Weasel pilots that I interviewed in 2017 said that losing fighter planes from such aircraft would not be sustainable. Each expressed confidence that the only fighter aircraft capable of facing the S-400 and avoiding such losses is the fifth-generation fighter aircraft designed specifically for the fight, the F-35. Venable said, as reported by Eurasian Times on Friday. The current war is between Russia and Ukraine, but both sides have deployed Russian weapons and SAM systems. Its effectiveness against fourth-generation fighter jets has hindered both countries from using air power systematically. The Russian SAM systems deployed by Russia and Ukraine are very effective against fourth-generation fighter jets. So pilots rarely attack enemy positions because the chances of success are very low. This threat has pushed both sides to carry out sporadic attacks, pop-up attacks, or stalemate operations with little tactical, let alone operational, effect on the battlefield, Venable said. While Ukraine has S-300s, Russia has deployed the mobile S-400, which is considered the world's most advanced SAM system designed to attack targets up to 400 kilometers away in an environment with intense interference. The S-400 system can track many stealth targets with high modularity and mobility, ensuring that the system can be used and engage targets in minutes. It is deadly against non-stealth fighter jets. This condition has forced Ukrainian pilots to fly their fourth-generation fighter jets outside the S-400 effective range or fly at low altitude until they reach and hit the target they can find, before diving back to low altitude. Fighting against Russia's S-400 has become the main focus of NATO countries. The U.S. has provided high-speed anti-radiation missiles to counter long-range missiles. To be effective, HARMS must be launched from within the maximum range of the missile and at actively emitting radar. Without an onboard system that can determine the location of the SAM or detect its emissions, hitting the S-400 with a $200 000 HARMS launched from a MiG-29 or Su-27 is nothing more than mere luck, Venable added. The F-35 is the only system that can detect, fix, and destroy the S-400, and it is millions cheaper to acquire and 10% less expensive to maintain than the fourth-generation F-15EX. A fighter plane that will not be more effective for Ukraine than the MiG-29 or Su-27 currently in operation there, he said. While the U.S. is hesitant to provide F-16s to Ukraine, the scenario of providing the latest F-35s to Ukraine is not appealing. It is highly unlikely that the U.S. will give Ukraine any fighter jets, whether F-16 or F-35, because there is no time to provide adequate training to Ukrainian pilots, he explained.